Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are in a 2016 Ferrari California T. Now I think the California T is one of, if not the best, first Ferrari you could buy. They've come down now price-wise, low $100,000 range. They're at a great price point now for a lot of people who want to step into their first exotic. We're going to take it out today and explain why it is a great first Ferrari. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. If you'd like to see all my future supercar content, including plenty of car reviews to come. I have the top up today because it's Florida in the summertime and I am just not in the mood to become a different race. It stays up because it is miserably hot out there. I've turned into a ghost. Those pops are a lot more satisfying outside. Oh! Alright, top goes back up, sorry. I am dying. I'm literally disintegrating. So starting off, we have a 3.9 liter twin turbo V8, 560 horsepower. That feels very nice in the corners. It's basically the same acceleration as a 458. 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. This is plenty quick enough for the majority of 80-year-olds from Naples, Florida that will be buying it. 7-speed dual clutch transmission. Very familiar with all modern Ferraris. And a nice noise. So let's talk about why the California T is a great first Ferrari. If you're looking to get into your first exotic, just in general, doesn't have to be a Ferrari specifically, but just an exotic. The California T is a fantastic choice as they have come down now price-wise to a low to mid $100,000 range, depending on the spec, the miles, etc. This one being a 2016, it's 13,000 miles, very nicely optioned spec, asking $141,995. So from the first gen California to the T, of course the biggest upgrade was the engine and the powertrain itself. So the California T, if you still somehow don't know, T stands for turbocharged. Power goes up from 483 to 560, which is a pretty massive jump. So it is noticeably faster than the first gen California, a lot more torque, and just more responsive overall. Really no turbo lag, which is very impressive. I mean, now it's sort of normal to be able to minimize it, but Ferrari, even back in 2015, did a great job of minimizing turbo lag, where it's pretty linear. Shifts are very crisp, though not as aggressive as, say, a 458 or a 488. Steering is tight, very darty in that typical Ferrari fashion, but not as darty and quick as some of the other cars they build. So again, this car is just meant to be a bit more of a laid-back cruiser car. Still a proper Ferrari. Carbon ceramic brakes as well. Another thing you'll find over the first gen California is the fact that it's just more refined overall. And you'll notice that honestly a lot when you're at the stoplight. First gen California is always idle, a bit rough. There's a bit of engine shake. This car, there's none of that. It's very smooth. So one of the biggest questions that people will ask is, why would I jump from the first generation California to the California T? It's a decent price jump. I'd say about on average $20,000, $30,000 price jump. And I do think it's worth it. What you get for that money is worthwhile for the type of person that looks for a California in general, or just a 2+2 exotic cruiser in general. One thing that's appreciated, I can't stand this, has one of those speed limit exceeded. Yes, I'm in a Ferrari. However, a downside to, I say, most people, including myself, this being turbocharged doesn't quite sound as good or throaty as the first gen Cali. It still sounds pretty good, I think. It sounds decent. It's not, I mean, yeah, it's decent, but it doesn't have like, doesn't scream. Not that the California was like a screamer, but definitely had a higher pitch sound than this, and a bit more burble on the over-on, and it was just a little bit more, I think, pleasant to the ear. Still sounds pretty good, and maybe you can hear that pop on the upshift. First gen California did not have that, so I appreciate the pops. Revs to 7,500 RPM. Is it fun? Yes. Still have your shift lights on the steering wheel. Everything's very familiar Ferrari. Manettino, which now instead of sport and race, it just says comfort and sport, right? Default is sport. If you want to go into comfort, you can do that, and it'll soften everything up a little bit, make it even more of a GT car. Yeah, everything's pretty intuitive. You know, these cars, they're a little bit dated now interior-wise, of course, but I think for the majority of people, they're fine. It is a nice place to be. It's very spacious. Honestly, rides really well. Of course, being in California, I can just slap it into automatic. Comfort, it'll shift for me. Look, I'm doing 27 in 6th gear. This is exactly what Enzo Ferrari had in mind when he was envisioning the future of Ferrari. 6th gear, 25 miles an hour, vibes. But I don't like vibes, so back into manual, sport. I mean, it is plenty quick. You know, if you still want it to be a sports car, it can be. But I do think for a first exotic, or just a first Ferrari, if you want more of that laid-back experience, I mean, the Cali T is first gen California is also a great choice. I just, if you can do the extra 20-30 grand, get the T. Testing the bumps. Not bad at all, actually. Decent sized trunk. It's a very usable Ferrari. It's a car you could drive every single day if you wanted to, easily. I know people that do. And these cars are pretty reliable as well, by supercar standards. You know, it's not a Civic, but service is typically once a year or every 5,000 miles, whichever comes first. And for somebody like us, trusted independent shop, to do an annual service, probably about $1,500 ballpark per year. That's not that bad. Like, a lot of people think it must be 20 grand for an oil change, right? No. Tons of headroom in here. Visibility is fantastic as well. Honestly, out the back is not too bad either. Of course, I have the top up, as I said. It's just hot as balls, so I can't have the top down now, otherwise I will be fried. Now, while the price jump from the first gen Cali to the T is worth it, I don't think it's worth it from the Cali T to the Portofino, unless you just got dumb money and you don't care. I've done Portofinos, and they are definitely, of course, an even better car, but I couldn't stomach the extra, you know, 40, 50K over this. Another thing about this car, downside could be the stereotypes, right? A lot of people tend to view the Californias as not a real Ferrari. They think it's a girly Ferrari. They think that, you know, you should be questioned if you own a California. You should be possibly thrown into the most unforgiving, diabolically dangerous prison ever known to man, with no chance of parole. California, he's not a real car guy. Sorry. And that stereotype needs to stop. To be honest, the people who do talk the most shit about Californias are the ones who have either never driven them or can't even afford them. Yeah, the steering is very tight, but it's not as twitchy as some of the other mid-engine cars, or honestly more like the 812 and F12. It's not like that. I mean, what else do you buy at this price point for 140 grand if you want like a more of a GT cruiser type of Ferrari? I mean, I guess an Aston Martin DB11 Volante, I suppose. Definitely very, very stylish car. V12, sexy as hell. I mean, probably better looking than this for sure, but it's not a Ferrari. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.